We see you climbing that ladder to more of you, sometimes with ease, sometimes with effort. We recognize your contribution and the part that you are playing, and we honor it all as part of the larger game we are all playing. Originally, spiritual consciousness came here wanting to understand more. Because of this desire, they entered into an agreement that was not readily understood because you simply don't know what you don't know. And here, I'll say it is the technicality of knowing what it means to be physical and how it feels to feel in this space. Everything you have manifested in your life, intentionally or not, can be turned into something good. Even the most unwanted situations you have inadvertently allowed or attracted can be changed for your benefit. The fertilizer can grow roses. The illness can lead to an enhanced quality of life in the future, or bliss beyond reason in heaven. We have believed that we can be victims of intimidation and other thefts of our life force, but nothing beyond our own consciousness enforces this entrancement. And we can release our awareness intentionally by using our imagination and emotions creatively. We have an innate connection with much greater consciousness that opens our awareness to our true essence, our limitless, eternal presence of awareness with infinite creative power. Who we are is so far beyond our human imagination. We are the watchers watching you, and yet we are as close as your breath, for in essence we are one. We have been watching your transformation without interference. We have been watching and keeping that vision alive for all of you to march forward to the fifth dimension where you now belong. It's been planned all along. Nothing is random. It is all happening according to plan, a larger plan of which you are an integral part. From what was said, I understand that feeling when spiritually placed as opposed to when physically placed is vastly different. I equate it to the deeply felt emotions that we seem to experience down to the core of our beings. I gather that how we feel, how humanity feels, is different from how we understood things to feel in the existence we knew before. We didn't know this when we originally embodied, when our soul originally wanted to come to experience some questioned understanding. It may have been a small question, not necessarily a grand consideration. Perhaps we wanted to know how it felt when smelling a rose in the early morning dew. Or maybe we wanted to know how it felt when giving gratitude while involved in some service to humanity. Or maybe it was something else. The ugliest relationship you've ever experienced can drive you more deeply into self-love. The death of a loved one can catalyze an entire spiritual journey and your own awakening to mystical abilities. Did you create this unpleasantness to catalyze your growth and lessons? Not really, dear ones. While there are cases when you and other souls decide to help each other grow in some tough ways, God never plunges you into darkness so you can find the light. The angels never guide you into challenging situations so you can find your strength. You, by your decisions to dance with other souls and by your vibration, attract and allow vibrational matches. It is that simple in concept. In reality, your most challenging job is bypassing old conditioning, which teaches you to act first. As you learn to shift your vibration first, your life will continue to progress with ever-increasing ease. Nevertheless, we can have an impression of our essence, and that is sufficient to transform our perspective about everything. We are learning how energy is expressed and how it interacts with other energetic complexes. In our essence, we have no darkness or negativity. In our awareness, we arise within the consciousness that creates and enhances all life. It gives us complete freedom to pay attention and align with any kinds of energies we desire to experience, which is how we got into our present situation. Today we come forward to remind you of how precious you are, of how loved you are, of how supported you are on this journey to ascension. You've been here before and you managed well, so it's not something new for you. We told you previously to believe in yourself, for you are more capable than you know. And though trouble may come, challenge may arise, you are not here to fight these at all. You are here to embody more of you, more of that powerful presence that is you. But how can you know what this or that is when you don't know what this or that means or equates to? It's like believing you know how it feels to run a marathon when you've never even run a regular race before. We have lost our way here, as there is no recall of this thing that our souls once aspired to know. The elders term it as the original purpose, but it could also be called the greater purpose or the soul's purpose. And so there was not a true understanding of the meaning behind the words used, as the meaning was understood differently from the awareness from which we came. Suppose you want a relationship. You feel desperate. You've wanted one for some time, and they're not here. You're emanating frustration, fear, doubt, and lack. You don't realize that you've tuned into the exact opposite of all you desire much of the time. And so, in your frustration, you join an online dating site and begin the hunt. At best, you will attract no one. You'll more likely attract others in a similarly frustrated space who want you to make them feel better. You found vibrational matches. Despite current frustrations, you can shift your vibration and turn this to good. You can tune back into love more consistently, focus on the delicious anticipation of the love you want to share, and in so doing, change everything. Everything we experience is carrying us into deeper self-realization. There is a distinct difference between living in the negative aspect of duality and living in love and freedom. We innately know what this is, and we can be constantly aware of our own polarity and vibratory quality by how we feel about ourselves. We can train ourselves to feel ourselves living in a world of gratitude and joy, beyond the reach of negativity. While your soul has a plan, you as an individual have a choice, always have. It would be nice if you can trust the larger part of you to show you the way as it was planned from the beginning. So you don't have to struggle along the way, for sooner or later you are going there. Singing or screaming, you are going there. We urge you to start taking good care of yourselves. We urge you to start paying attention to your emotions. We urge you to let go of all that you cannot control. We are the Watchers. We stand united in our vision for your ascension. We believe in you. We trust you will make it through. And now it is time that you believe, that you trust it is so. We leave you now in peace. We will keep monitoring your progress. We will keep holding that vision for you. We will keep standing in that higher place unaffected, because we know, we trust things are unfolding in perfect order for you to rise to your glorious destination. My soul's original and first incarnation happened before recorded time. It was then that this group of beings known as the Elders today came on a mission to save those who had already become trapped in the physicality in which they found themselves. Trapped and layered upon by previous experiences while in the body. But you see, my soul became trapped too in that initial incarnation. It was because it did not know that life and experiences would be so deeply felt. And so, my soul, too, has been a part of this earth experience for a time and more time. The Elders point out that there is no clause or stop measure that allows for a reset to be put into place. So, currently, there is not the ability to remember or regain the understanding that was lost as we moved further and further away from that original incarnation. There is no means in place to stop or remind what is in play today. Likewise, suppose that after years of stuffing feelings, criticizing yourself, or feeling upset, you develop an illness. You weren't given this illness to develop strength or to heal and help others. You just pinched off the love that was trying to flow to you on numerous small occasions, eventually taking a toll on the body. It is much the same as if you cut off the water to your plants 1,000 times a day, and eventually it begins to wither. However, here is the good news. You can change your vibration to one of love. In that frequency, even the most serious illnesses can shift into a profoundly beautiful reality. A more difficult scenario is when someone you love dies or is going through a hard time. You didn't create their reality. You can't uncreate it for them. You came together in a mutual vibration of love and a desire for expansion and growth. Each of you has chosen consciously or not to attune to different realities and therefore create different outcomes. You don't control their vibration or their choices, and they do not control yours. So here you are, drawn together by love and a desire for expansion. Suppose you have tuned to love and created an easier path. Perhaps they were so hard on themselves that the only way to expand was to leave this brain and body behind and return to the glory of their soul. Perhaps they decided before birth to leave early and catalyze expansion for all. You have both grown. You have both expanded. You both love. But as a human being, you hurt. You miss them. We understand. Whenever we are aware that we're paying attention to something negative, we can take a few deep, slow, rhythm breaths and align the direction of our focus with our heart consciousness. This opens a realm of life, enhancing energies and experiences. By practicing being aware constantly of our inner knowing, we open our awareness to higher guidance. As our awareness opens, we can realize the nature of the play of consciousness that we're living in and how we can transform our experiences. Everyone and every encounter in essence is a being of light. When we pay attention to the inner light, we can be in alignment with the consciousness of the Creator and can feel ourselves enveloped in unconditional love and joy. Negative energies and experiences dissolve out of our lives from lack of our attention. Our realization can elevate and intensify our radiance, creative ability, and experience.